Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward. Hello, my haunted hearts. Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast, paranormal talk with heart and soul. Tonight's segment is streaming live once again on United Public Radio Network, 107.7 New Orleans, 105.3 the Gulf Coast, YouTube, and any place you find your favorite podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Have to mention, looking for another great podcast? Join my friends Justin Cancelleri and Eric Skurback on Paratruth Reborn. Explore the mysteries beyond the veil every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on UPRN, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcast. So, folks, tonight I'm joined by the insightful and experienced paranormal researcher, Lynda Quirino. With a long-standing passion for uncovering the truth behind unexplained phenomena, Lynda brings a balanced, thoughtful voice to the world of high strangeness. Her dedication, curiosity, and depth of knowledge make her a standout in the field. And I'm excited to welcome her back to the show. It has been a while. So welcome, Lynda.
Hello. I'm so thrilled to be here. And I'm still standing out in the field, just so you know. Right here at the field, I'm standing.
Oh, you're a hoot. Yeah, and folks, if you haven't figured it out already in just these few seconds, she is a sweetheart too. I mean, I had the honor of meeting you in person a few years ago during that investigation we did with our team, your team, and there was a third one, wasn't there?
There was a third one. I think it was it Black Moon? Might have been Black Moon.
I really don't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. But
yeah
it
was
right?
fun. That was in where Picton? No, wait, where was that? Picton?
Picton.
Yeah,
Picton.
That was. I don't think the buildings are standing there anymore. I think they tore them down.
They tore them down to build a subdivision.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Poltergeist all over again, right? We
wow.
We should have just been throwing our business cards out there because they're going to need us, I think.
Right?
Seriously.
Oh, we already have someone in the chat. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, hello. No, it's true. That was fun, though. That was fun.
It was. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. And that was a lot of fun. So, and I got to meet a lot of great people like yourself.
Aw, well, thank you. Well, likewise.
Yeah, thank you.
It's always good to meet people in the field that are, that have integrity, that are doing this for the right reasons. Yep. Because as we know, some people don't. But, thankfully, there's a lot of us out there. And thankfully, that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I was excited, too, because when I met you, I was just like, oh, my God, because I remember watching you on the same paranormal shows as Katie Turner, Michelle DeRoche, and I absolutely loved you. And I was just like, oh, my God, I got to meet her. It's like, this is so cool.
Oh, my gosh.
I was kind of fangirling a little bit. I can admit it now.
Well, I was going to say you make me sound like such a big celebrity, but I have to tell you, it's so weird because I always know when Paranormal Survivor is in repeats because that's when I get, a lot of reaching out. So people will reach out, and as soon as I look at my phone and I know I get messenger messages and all kinds, I go, okay, it's in repeat mode. Yeah. It's great. That was such a great experience. And really, to work with Michelle and with Katie was such an honor, honestly. Really amazing.
Yeah, it was the same thing when I met Michelle, too. We had moved back to Ontario in 2018, I think it was, and I went to the first Paracon in Ottawa. John Moore he was the host. He made sure that it was going to happen. And when I saw Michelle, I looked at Katie and I went, oh my God. She goes, do you want to meet her? I'm like, yeah. So I go over and I'm like inside and going, oh my God. I'm like, hi, my name's Kat. I'm part of Katie's team, blah, blah. But inside I'm just like, oh my God. And she was another one that was down to earth and we hit it off and we've been friends ever since as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, Michelle is amazing. We, when we were taping Paranormal Survivor, we actually taped one of the episodes at her home. At the time, she was living in Niagara Falls in
Yep.
a very haunted former inn. And it was the coolest place. We actually had some experiences there, lots of cold spots and all kinds of little issues, but
Yeah.
amazing. And she is just such an open-hearted, wonderful, wonderful lady, honestly. So great.
She is. I remember chatting with her one time. Oh, I got to say hello to Heidi as well. Hello, Heidi, from Boulder, Colorado. Oh, from Australia. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my
The
goodness.
land down under. That's
Yes.
cool.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I was chatting one night with Michelle, and this was when she still lived in the manor, and I told her, I said, "You do realize that your house isn't just haunted; it's alive." And she goes, "Yeah." Like there's just because I saw some pictures, and all of a sudden I could just pick up some images, and I said, I was actually describing what I was seeing. She goes, "Yeah, that's the layout." I was totally floored. I was like, "This is so cool."
Oh
But
yeah.
too bad I didn't get a chance to go see the manor. But
Oh, it was phenomenal. I will never forget it. It's one of those standout things. You know how your life always has those big, big standout moments? That was a standout moment.
yeah. And yes, Heidi, that's where you know Lynda from. She's been trying to remember from Paranormal Survivor.
Yes. Well, hello there.
She says her girls and herself, they've always loved their ghost shows.
Oh, nice.
And I have to say, Heidi, she is such a huge supporter from the network. Like she posts all the shows that are like Monday, like every day of the week, she'll post what shows are playing. And she's so supportive. And she watches my show with her granddaughter.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've gotten to know Heidi the past year or maybe longer. I can't remember. I feel like we've known each other forever, but
nice. That is so nice.
yeah.
There's some great shows out there, I mean, of course, this one, of course, but there's some great shows.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so
nice.
this is a Q&A segment. So anyone have any questions for Lynda, please pop it in the chat and I'll make sure that she sees it. And yeah, I just want to thank everybody for popping in too. Oh, Mish, is Mish there too? No, her soul. Oh yes, there she is. No, sorry, I just don't want to miss anybody in the chat. So
it's hard, isn't it?
The chat for me, like going live, is still kind of new for me, so I get a little overwhelmed with the chat sometimes, but I don't want to miss anyone.
That's okay. Oh, I know, right? It's hard. It's hard. It's like you're multitasking. I met somebody the other day that said, "No, I'm not going to." What is it? In 2026, I'm not going to multitask. I'm going to monotask.
Oh, I like that.
Monotask.
Yeah.
I think we all have to learn that because we've all been multitasking for far too long, and our brains, I think, are overstretched. Well, mine is, but.
Yeah, I'm getting up there and just like, whew.
It's true, right? It's so much at the same time, but.
Yeah. Yeah. So while we wait for some questions, let's start with how you started in the paranormal for those who aren't aware.
Well, I kind of fell into the paranormal because I had paranormal experiences when I was young. So it was one of those things where I had these experiences. I spoke about them. So I had parents who were pretty good that way. They never said, "Oh, there's no such things as ghosts" or anything like that. They were really curious as well. And they wanted to know more. So I shared it with them. And of course, being the person I am, I shared it with friends. And when you're very young, when you're 5 or 6, and then you start kindergarten and grade 1 and all of that, and you start talking about ghosts, a lot of kids say things like, "There's no such things as ghosts," and they kind of make fun of you. And then, of course, during recess, they pull you aside in the schoolyard and they say, "Oh, well, So I've had these weird experiences, so maybe you can help me. So that's kind of how I got started when I was really young. And I would order every book imaginable about ghosts and hauntings. The first book from Scholastic that I
Oh, wow.
ordered, right? It was Sheila Hervey, Some Canadian Ghosts. And then there was another one by Sheila Hervey, who's a Canadian, called More Canadian Ghosts. So I would read about other people's experiences. And I was always fascinated with the fact that there were so many commonalities, right?
Mhm.
And even when I was a little kid, I realized that there were commonalities of experience. So as I got older, and in high school, people used to sort of know me. If they knew me, they would go, "Oh yeah, she's the ghost lady." And I used to just educate myself. I'd read a lot about it, different aspects of the paranormal. I really try to make notes about it. And then, of course, as I progressed and I got older, because I've been doing this now for almost 45 years,
Wow.
which is a little crazy, but um, it's so strange how I kept having experiences. I started when I was 18 to investigate on my own, which is something you should never do.
Exactly. Yeah. Just for safety reasons, not just for spirits, but for other people, or if there's a hole in the floor, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it. I mean, I kind of fell into it because it was always a passion of mine and I was
Hmm.
really interested in it. So then when I started to investigate, that's when a whole new world opened up because it wasn't just hearsay or
Yeah.
talking about or listening to other people's stories. It was experiencing them on my own. And of course, meeting other people and getting to experience things that I only ever read about. Because, you know,
Hmm.
when you read about something and then you get to experience it, it's like a whole different world. It's a whole nother level, right?
Yep.
And it's so fascinating. So I kind of just fell into it, really.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice when you can find, I guess today's terminology is find your tribe, like-minded people. Because I didn't have quite the same experiences as you. People just knew me as, I still remember some of them calling me the weird girl that likes ghosts. I still am, but I don't care. Like, I've embraced my weirdness a long time ago, and I'm okay.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Yeah. But like you said, sometimes they'll pull you aside, even, as a teenager or whatever, and they start saying, "Oh, this is really cool." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And I remember reading a biography on Ed and Lorraine Warren, and unfortunately I never had the chance to ever meet them, but always admired them just, from a teenager, and to know that they got to be so much more famous, and um, so many movies, that so many people love now from their cases. So, have you ever met them?
No, I've never met them. Um,
Yeah,
I had a wonderful experience recently because their grandson, Chris, was on
Chris.
the
Yep.
show that I do. Yeah. So
Oh,
I managed to actually speak with him and shared an hour of conversation with him. So
nice.
that was like a big, huge thing. And I was so grateful for it,
Yeah,
so blown away because there's just so much information. I mean, if you could access all that information, imagine, and just kind of access it and write it down. It's amazing what
yeah.
we could all know. I mean, honestly, but I would have loved to have met them.
Me too. Chris and I have we follow each other on Facebook. We don't chat; we just follow each other because we're obviously in the same field.
Right.
Well, he's a few levels higher than me, but I've been wanting to ask him on the show, and I've been really, really like kind of chicken. So I'm trying to build up my courage. I know he's a nice guy.
Yes, you know what?
Yeah.
It would be awesome because he's got a lot of experience and he is a really easy person to talk with. And that's
Hmm.
so important too. So
Mm.
important. You should do it. Do it.
That's going to be my New Year's resolution. I'll invite Chris onto the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, how amazing is it having a family legacy like that? You've grown up
Right?
with, the Warrens, and the paranormal was normal for you growing up.
Yes, exactly. The paranormal was normal. Can you
Yeah.
imagine?
Yep.
So many people, honestly, they they don't ever really have experiences in their lives, and yet they're so interested in the paranormal. And you've met them too, people that
Yep.
are dying to see a ghost or dying for something to happen. We meet them all the time. We
Yep.
have because I have a paranormal society,
Mm-hmm.
so we have free public meetings every second month, which are fantastic
And
because
what's the society called?
it's called the Georgina Paranormal Society.
Okay.
Because I live in Georgina, which is on the shores of beautiful Lake Simcoe, up here in Ontario, and it's beautiful. It's a great province, beautiful province. But honestly, these meetings, we meet so many people that are passionate about it because they find it interesting and exciting, but they really want to experience something. And, so many say, well, how can I experience something? Is there a magical formula?
No.
No, there is not. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
No.
I kind of say it's kind of like when you go out for a walk in the forest, and you might see some wildlife that come up to you, and others may not see a thing, but we know they're there. And it's like that with the paranormal. I find some people they just draw all these weird and wonderful things, and other people are like, I want to see this. But a lot of times too, I found that they might have experienced something, but they didn't even realize it.
It's so true, right? You kind of have to open up your mind to the possibilities and notice the subtleties in your environment. And I think that's the problem, is that we're so bogged down with all of these things in our lives that
Mhm.
we really miss those subtleties, right? We really do. We do.
Yeah, and I find a lot of times people might just dismiss certain things because it's a house settling or whatever. Most of the time it is, but sometimes it's not.
That's true. That is
Mhm.
true. Open up your mind.
I just want to take a moment here just to say hello to some other people who popped in. Hello, Stone Hobbit. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm trying to click on it here so I can put it at the bottom. There. Hello. How are you? Said, oh, I'm so happy to see, because I see all these people in other chats from shows
Wow.
that I watch, and sometimes I'm in the chat as well. Oh, hello, Audrey. Give her a big hug for me. Thank you. Who else is here? Kevin. That's right. I couldn't remember. Kevin. That's right. You have so many different names here, and then we might not necessarily know their real names.
True. That's
Yeah.
true, right?
Yeah.
Like one big happy family. I love that.
Yeah, and it's really neat because a lot of times on because I'm trying to do more live shows now, but it's neat. Other shows that I listen to, especially from the network, you see the same people in the chat room, and it's amazing, and you get to connect with them and get to know them a little bit. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Through
neat.
Outer Realm, yes, Heidi connected with me. Yep, through Outer Realm, and yes,
Wow. Look
so
at all these
cool.
people.
I
This is
know.
exciting. Okay, so ask me anything. I'll try
Yeah.
and
This is a Q&A episode with the lovely Lynda.
well,
Um,
Q is
and
part of my name, so
oh yes, that's right. Yes,
good.
yes.
Questions are good.
And for those of you who've found my show through the network, Lynda has been on the show a couple of other times before I joined the network. So it's a real treat for me to have her back on the show.
Oh, it's always so much fun. And I like these sort of organic conversations because, there's just so much to talk about in the paranormal. And sometimes when you zero it down or narrow it down and talk about one thing, you
Mm-hmm.
miss so many other things.
Yes, the rabbit hole is definitely a real thing, and I have a friend. Oh my God, I haven't spoken to her in such a long time. She has a show. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't remember. Cisco Murdoch. I'm so sorry if you happen to be listening. She has this saying. It's called the paranormal onion. So you
Yes,
take one layer out. Yeah,
I do. It's
I
so
love that
true.
one too. Yeah.
It is so true. It's so true. We were talking about the other day, a couple of friends and I are thinking about perhaps going on a paranormal tour that they're setting up right now to Ireland next year.
Oh, I've never been across the pond, and I really want to go someday.
Oh my gosh. So last year I went on a paranormal tour of the UK. So we went
Oh,
to, yeah, we went
so
to,
there's actually paranormal tours?
yes, as a matter of
That
fact,
is awesome.
yeah,
How have I not heard of this?
I know, right? Well, I was invited to go on this tour, and there were, oh gosh, I think there were 10 of us who were actually doing the paranormal tour. And we went on wonderful tours of all kinds of different locations. We ended up, well, we actually landed in Edinburgh. So we stayed in a beautiful hotel right across the street from Edinburgh Castle, which was
Mm.
phenomenal. But the highlight of Edinburgh was going to Greyfriars Cemetery.
Ooh.
Yes. Well, what do they call it? Greyfriars Kirkyard. And it's one of the most haunted cemeteries in the world, really. And it was a very interesting experience because we were there for a long time, hours, and it was pitch black. And there are tours that happen well into the midnight hour. So there are a ton of people doing tours
Hmm.
that they actually pay for and go on.
Hmm.
We were by ourselves wandering around, trying to experience I guess, the ambiance of the location.
Yep.
It's really interesting because when you are, and it's very odd. I mean, yes, I've experienced it in Canada, but I've never experienced it in the UK, in Europe specifically. It's so old. I mean, the atmosphere is so old and
Yeah.
so charged. I mean, there's so many layers, right? That it's a whole different experience. But when you walk into different areas of Greyfriars, it's almost like, you walk into a completely different. Well, I don't know. It's. I guess it's just almost like a different realm. It's very strange. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, it's the strangest thing. I had the best time. I got hit on the head by a ghost in Chester, England, at a place called Ye Old, what was it? Oh my gosh, now I can't even remember. Ye Old King's Head Inn.
I hope it wasn't a bop on the head too hard.
It was pretty hard, Kat.
Oh.
It was pretty hard. This place is set up for, well, paranormal investigations. So I think it's called My Haunted Hotel.
Hmm.
So if you go on, I think you can probably Google it, but it is open sort of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They have paranormal investigators. And it was really interesting that paranormal investigators that rent the space and they go in and it's all, I mean, there's cameras everywhere.
Hmm.
You can bring your equipment. It's pretty cool. But man, oh man, is it ever active. It is so active.
That's so old.
Well, and it's my fault that I got hit on the head because,
Oh,
well, I
did
have
you ask for it?
that little bit of skepticism.
Okay. Yep.
So we were in this very haunted bedroom, of course, with this beautiful canopy bed, and everyone who was on the tour was in front of me, and they were using pendulums and they were using different pieces of equipment, and I was kind of standing behind and looking at all of this with a little bit of skepticism because, I mean, really, that's part of what we do. So in my mind, I was saying, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh no.
I got to have a little more time here to figure this out. I'm not so sure. And when somebody takes a knee to the back of your knee to
Yeah.
make you fall,
Hmm.
that's what happened to my right knee.
Oh
I
no.
thought, that's weird. And there was nobody behind me. And I thought, okay, all right. So if this is real, something more has to happen. Like that's nothing. So of course, we went to another room, or they went to another room. So we split up and they went to another room, and I was leaving the room with the lady who had arranged the tour. And all of a sudden, from above me, and there was nothing above me. I mean, there was no trap door. There was nothing. I got like this major bonk on the head. And she said, "What the heck was that?" I said, "I don't know. I have no idea." I got bonked on the head by a ghost. That
Wow.
was their way of saying to me, "You moron, this is real. How dare you?
Yeah.
Be skeptical." But it was the coolest experience. We had a lot of fun and we had a lot of experiences, which was cool. So we're going to do Ireland.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to say hello to Michelle. I see her in other chats as well. So it's very exciting for me to see all these people. Thank you. I can't wait until I can start doing live more often.
Yes. It's fun. It's
It
a lot
is.
of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
Live
like
is
to go to
so fun.
Scotland someday because that's where my grandfather was born.
Is it?
And when we lived in Alberta a few years ago, in a little place called Wainwright, there was this old, it's the old Wainwright Hotel, and it's 3 levels. It was gutted. It used to be quite the building back in the day, apparently. There was a fire, and then they rebuilt it. And anyway, so there's no plumbing, there's no electrical wires, nothing. It's just gutted, right? And it was a perfect place for the Wainwright Haunted House, which was amazing.
Oh,
Well, I had the great pleasure of meeting this gentleman from Scotland who now lives in Canada. His name was Caleb Lycan. I went with my son, and I said, if he shapeshifts into a werewolf, because Lycan, because he didn't get it at the time, I said, we're out of here. But no, he's a storyteller, amazing storyteller. And after the storytelling event was done, I went up to him, told him that I was a paranormal investigator, had a show, and we actually became friends. And he was telling me about he used to be a tour guide at some of the castles in Scotland. Had him on my show in the early, quite a few years ago. But such an interesting guy. He's big guy, not fat, just tall Scotsman. He was wearing a kilt and everything. It was really amazing. I loved that experience.
Oh, wow. Scotland was really interesting. I'd love to go back to Scotland. And Wales was also really interesting too. They have some gorgeous, gorgeous castles in Wales. I mean, just oh boy. And it's so interesting because, here in Canada, if you go to a graveyard and you see something from like, oh, wow, 1875, you go
Ooh,
there.
that's old.
And you go there and you're sitting in a pub and you're having, a beer or something. And you look and it says, yeah, this is from like, the 1400s. You go,
Yeah.
what?
It's crazy. It's cool. Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you're here as well. Oh, your daughter is half Scottish. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Scotland is amazing.
Yeah, it is definitely on my bucket list, but who knows? I hope to get there. I would love to bring my father there as well because it's his father that was born there.
Oh, nice.
And I remember my great-grandparents, they had the big, thick brogue when I was a kid, It was really funny. Because I used to say, you talk funny when I was a kid, I didn't know.
Well, that was the first time I'd ever been overseas.
Okay.
Here. So I'd always wanted to go overseas, but never did. And it was great. It's a long flight, not going to lie. But my sister actually went to Australia a few years ago.
Oh, that's even longer.
Because she's from the Ottawa area. And that's like, she said that was a killer.
Well, apparently my great-grandfather, he had 2 brothers. One moved to South America, and sadly, he was his life was taken by horse thieves, or I can't quite remember. And then another of his brothers went to Australia, but I don't know any of my family in Australia, but that's kind of cool.
Wow. So you have ties to Australia as well.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
so for my friends over there in Australia, if you know of anybody with a family named Park, Park, that's my clan. I don't even know if there are any there, but who knows?
Wow. Yeah, I don't have any big relatives in Australia or anything like that. My family is actually Slovak. So both my parents are
Ah,
Slovak.
okay.
Yeah, and they're first generation. So all of the other ones are from Slovakia. So I'd love to go to Slovakia. Apparently, there's some beautiful castles there. Um,
Yeah.
just amazing. But I mean, I'd have to brush up on my Slovak because I don't know. I don't know so much Slovak. Oh well, I don't
I'm
know.
just going to take another moment here. Hello, Vet Girl. I'm so happy that you made it. So what does Kevin say? We used to have ghosts at Dooley's pool. Oh yeah, they would move things on the table. Fun with ghosts to interact at bars. Yeah, we also have a Dooley's pool room here in Canada. So I wonder if they're the same business.
You never
I don't
know.
know.
You just don't know.
Hmm. Yeah,
You don't know. Stranger things have happened.
this is true. I mean, who knew that I had relatives in South America and Australia?
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, and the thing is, a lot of people are only now, because of all this ancestry stuff, they're only now realizing
Mm-hmm.
all of the ties they have. You know, they think, well, no, I'm not important. I'm not related to anybody interesting. But yes, you are. You never know. You
Yeah.
just never know.
Oh, Kevin, do you live in New Brunswick? Because that's my home province. That's cool, and I know where Campbellton is. Huh? That's what's small world.
Wow.
Small world. I love that.
I didn't know that you were from the East Coast.
Oh yeah, I thought I told you. Yeah, I'm from the
No.
Moncton area. So is my husband. He's from that area too.
Moncton, I've been to Moncton.
Ah.
Yeah, believe it or not, I've been to Edmundston too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cool
Oh,
place.
that girl's in New Brunswick. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah,
Nice.
my father, he moved after my mom passed away. He remarried and he moved to Miramichi, New Brunswick, up northern New Brunswick.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous in New Brunswick.
Yeah, I
Beautiful.
remember years ago when the kids were still wee, we brought them because they were born there, and then we moved to Ontario, and we went home for a visit, the four of us, and they're like, "What's that smell?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's the salt air."
Oh, I
They
love
didn't
that.
remember. They didn't live in New Brunswick long enough to remember the salt air. But
Oh my
that's
gosh.
funny.
That is funny.
Yeah,
That's interesting. No, I didn't know that you were from New
yeah,
Brunswick.
yeah.
Wow. Well,
You
what's that?
probably bumped into my family. Most of them scattered between oh
There you
St. Charles and Moncton. Yeah, probably.
go.
Hmm.
Wow. Well, I'm not an Ontarian either. I mean, I am now,
Yeah,
but I mean, I was not born and raised in Ontario. I
I
was
didn't know
born in
that.
Montreal. Yeah, I was born in Montreal.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember. Didn't you do investigations there
I did. Yeah,
by
I
yourself? I think it was.
did.
Yeah. Can you tell us about it?
Well, interestingly enough,
Hmm.
one of the very first investigations that I did was in a place called Hudson, which is part of Montreal, just a little bit outside of Montreal proper. But it's beautiful in Hudson because it has such old, beautiful, stately mansions, and it's just a beautiful area. And when I was 18, all of 18, a fledgling investigator, I got this telephone call. You know, when back then we had the phones on the wall, right?
Yeah, with a long cord, so you could just walk around.
Exactly. So it was like one of these friend of a friend things,
Yeah.
who said, okay, how would you like to go and visit this lady who has a problem in her home? And she was an elderly lady, beautiful, stately home she had. And she said, you know, things move in my home and I feel that I'm not alone. And I'm kind of scared sometimes because things move on their own. And I don't like that. So it was very interesting, Kat, because she was telling me she wanted me to visit. She wanted me to experience the atmosphere in her house, and she needed to ask me questions. So I went. And of course, being a fledgling and all of that, I tried to do my homework the best way that I could.
Mm-hmm.
I brought my little notepad and my pencil and my Kodak Instamatic camera,
Oh,
flash cubes, and
with
I
the
brought
little, yeah,
my tape,
the flash
right?
cubes. Oh,
There it
Lordy.
is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I brought my tape recorder, I think, I brought a 60-minute tape so I could tape it and then flip it over. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's so long ago.
I
But anyway,
know.
so
The good old days.
the good old days. So
Yeah.
I did all of that. But the interesting thing was when I arrived and I was by myself, we sat in her living room and she was telling me all about what was going on. So it was very interesting. I was taking notes. And I was a bit skeptical. Again, I should have realized that when I'm thinking things, they know. I
They
mean, they
do.
know.
They do. Yep.
They really do, which is why I got bonked on the head in Chester, England. But anyway, but in Hudson, I was skeptical, and I was a kid, and I was taking notes, and she was obviously scared, and I was facing a fireplace that was absolutely beautiful, big marble, beautiful. What do they call it? What do they call it? Like you hang stockings from.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was a
I
stone
can't remember.
fireplace with a big marble, whatever that was. Anyway, so get this, there was this massive, huge crystal ashtray sitting on the mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm taking notes and she's telling me that things are being moved, and I'm saying to myself, yeah, sure, whatever. All of a sudden, this huge crystal ashtray, which weighed a ton, flew off the mantle and
Ooh.
whizzed by my head and smacked the wall behind me.
Always with your head when they're trying to get your attention.
My head. And I heard it. It was the strangest thing. Even now, I heard it. It just whizzed right by me, smacked the wall, and made quite a nice dent in the wall.
Wow. So that got flung quite
It did.
quite hard.
It
Wow.
did. It did. So that was my very first experience and my very first investigation. So it kind of set the tone, I guess, for what was to come. But
Yeah.
that was a crazy one. But it was interesting because she was very religious. And what
Oh.
did I think? Yeah, very Catholic, very religious. And I asked her whether she had the house blessed. And she said she was afraid to have the house blessed. So I said to her, well, why? And she said, I just feel that maybe something will come, flying at me, or when the priest comes through the door, that it might be a little mean because I feel that, whatever it is, doesn't really want that to happen. And I
Mhm.
said, well, I think it should happen. If you're scared and you feel protected,
Mhm.
pray and all of that, well, let's do that. Let's pray together. I'll contact somebody if you like,
Mhm.
and have somebody come and bless the house. And I did. And after that, nothing. It was like somebody turned off the switch. So
Wow.
again, so many people are so afraid to do anything about
Mhm.
their experiences. You've had that happen too, I'm sure. They think, oh no, it's going to get worse. And I'm never going
Yeah.
to be able to come in the front door.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
And being a skeptic is really a good thing when you're doing an investigation, because you can't just take everything. Just because it goes bump in the night doesn't mean it's paranormal. So I find you have to have a healthy balance being a skeptic and a believer.
I think that's really true, actually. I really do. And you know yourself. I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of paranormal investigators out there don't ever post a lot of pictures or anything about the findings or anything that they've done on their investigations, because they're so afraid that people are going to pick it apart. You know, people are going to say instantaneously, they're going to say, oh, well, that's just pareidolia. You know, that's nothing. That's just pareidolia.
Yeah.
But, you know, people take things out of context. I mean, you know, if you post something, yes, it's a moment that you've experienced on an investigation, and it's something that you have, you know, some evidence that you've managed to get, but you also have to look at it in the broader, right, in the broader text. In other words, you have to know what happened prior to that picture being taken. You have to, you know, also know what the people have been experiencing. Yeah, so people are mean. Well, you know.
Oh, yeah. They can be really mean. Yeah.
You can be. So a lot of people don't post pictures as much anymore. I think in the early days, people would post things like orbs. There's a good one, orbs. And then what did people say, Kat?
Dust.
You got it. Got it.
I saw this funny meme today on a paranormal group on Facebook, and it said, what I can't remember the verbatim, but it was a can of Pledge, and it says something about 95%, something about orbs, and you know, it helps you figure out that they're not really orbs. It's just like,
I
oh,
love
good
that.
grief, yeah.
I love that because it's true. And yet it's interesting, you know, the whole big orb thing where, oh my gosh, especially a couple of years ago, people were just cutting everybody up about orbs.
Yeah.
And I know I've been in this field for a very long time. I've
Mhm.
seen orbs with my naked eye. I mean, there are such things as orb anomalies.
Mhm.
And so many people are so quick to say, well, that's nothing. That's just dust. You know, it's just a figment of your imagination or whatever.
Mhm.
No, there are such things as orb anomalies. I mean, there really are. So, hello. And somebody said to me, and it's a good friend of mine who lives in the UK, who's had a lot of experiences. He has spirit guides who come to him and who talk to him about all kinds of things. And so we had this debate once about orbs. And he said, what's interesting is when people were picking them apart and saying, oh, they're just dust, or
Mhm.
they're just, you know, lens flare or whatever. Spirit was saying things like, well, so in other words, they're doubting the existence of these anomalies, which means that we need to use these anomalies in order to be more visible. So that's an interesting
Hmm.
concept, isn't
That
it?
is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a boss once that when I got to work, I'm not going to mention where or my boss's name. I don't have permission. But anyways, I went to work and he says, "Kat, we got something on the security camera. We have a ghost." I'm like, "Okay, show me." So he shows me and I'm like, "No, that's a bug." "No, it's a ghost." And I'm like, "No, I can see the antenna of the bug. It was really close to the camera." But I said, "Believe whatever you want." But I'm like, maybe it's a ghost bug. I don't know. But
A ghost, but well,
he was so positive. Like
don't
it
you love
was,
that?
yeah.
I love that.
Oh, so Kevin says once in this apartment, a portal opened on my wall behind TV stand, and some clawed creature came through, seen in mind's eye, knocked a glass. What's A&W?
Oh,
An
an
A.
A&W, like an A&W root beer mug?
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, yes, yes, yes. A&W mug onto candle holder, broken glass flew. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And it also left a claw scratch on coffee table. Wow, I have my protections up, but things are sneaky. Oh, yes, they are. And time to time leak in. I filled the room visually with white light. I do a lot of that too, and pushed it back into the portal closing. That's awesome.
Wow.
Well done. Yeah.
No kidding. Portals. Those are incredible, aren't they?
Yeah. I actually witnessed a portal once during an investigation, and I was how can I? So we walk into this house, and I'm drawn to this old mirror in the hallway for whatever reason.
Oh boy.
And yeah, and then Katie, the she's so talented, said that that's where things are coming in, and it was so strange. You put your hand in front of it, and you know when have you ever gone close to an electric fence, and
Yes.
you can feel the electricity. That's what I felt when she closed it. There was nothing else there. That I was just blown away. I was like, I've never experienced that before. It was kind of cool. I have to admit.
Well, what's really interesting is that I had been doing some research on portals, and a lot of people believe that it's not just sort of ghosts and spirits that can travel through portals, but
Mhm,
once a portal is open, anything can come through. So whether or
mhm.
not it's human, it can get in. Whether it's alien, it can get in because
Yep.
it's a portal, right? We're talking a door. Yeah, and you've got to be so careful with portals, and sometimes they can close up, and you don't see them for a long time, and
Mhm.
then whoosh, they're back. So yeah, they're scary. They're very scary.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't see the portal in the mirror like Katie could, but I knew something was odd about that mirror. I sensed it, but yeah, I was I was really excited like a kid in a candy shop. I didn't let the client know, but I was just like, oh my god, yeah, you can feel that electricity. It was just amazing.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Somebody just mentioned something about interdimensional. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's very interesting. And mirrors are hello. I One of our cases was actually featured on the show on Paranormal Survivor.
Oh.
We had a haunted mirror case in a little town called Queensville, Ontario. And this woman was she was renovating her bathroom and wanted one of those old beautiful dressers, an antique
Oh.
dresser, so
Yep.
that she could use the dresser and then put the sink in it and use it as a vanity. So she went shopping at an antique store, an antique mall, and brought this thing home. And it was an antique. It had its original mirror, and ever since she had brought it into the home, she had experienced all kinds of stuff, and her son was experiencing stuff as well. And it was interesting because the minute I walked in to the bathroom area, because she did install it and she put the original mirror up, I knew instantaneously that whatever was in that house came from that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing is, I had the same exact feeling. When you were saying how you put your hand out and you were touching it, I had that exact same feeling that you had, that sort of electric kind of current that was coming from the mirror. But also recently at a place called the Briars Resort, which is in Jackson's Point,
Mm-hmm.
near Sybil Point Provincial Park, and it's just a beautiful area. That is a very haunted old hotel. And
Oh, I've
yeah,
never heard of the place.
amazing. It's called the Briars Resort and Spa in Jackson's Point.
Taking a note.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. And we've done some investigations there and some events there. So, Halloween night, we actually did some ghost tours there. We took a group of people into the manor house area of the
Mhm.
resort, and they had this massive mirror over one of the fireplaces above the mantle. And it was very odd. I felt like somebody was looking at me, and when I turned around and I looked at the mirror, I thought, this is strange. And I happened to have my Mel meter with me.
Oh,
When I lifted up the Mel meter behind me, it squealed like crazy.
no.
Mirror. Oh, it was crazy. And
Hmm.
then when I put my hand up to the mirror, I
Mhm.
felt a breeze, Cat. It was like open air. It was so crazy. And that's when I knew, okay, there's something with this mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, mirrors are definitely portals,
Mhm.
absolutely, and a lot of people do report that things come through there that are not the nicest, almost like what some of the viewers are saying, like creatures
Mhm.
from this world.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Makes me wonder what would have happened if you physically touched the mirror. Would your hand have gone through? Like, I've never heard of that happening, but I'm sure it has.
I'm sure it probably has.
I wouldn't touch it because I don't know where I'm going to go.
No, I didn't want to touch it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Well,
It was just,
because you can tell by the feeling you don't want to touch, right?
no,
Yeah.
no, you don't. You
Yeah.
really, but that was cool because I realized that was, kind of my validation that there's something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that haunted mirror in Queensville, that was crazy. We used a lot of sage, and we tried to, get whatever it was to kind of stay. We
Yeah.
didn't really want it to come out.
Yeah.
We wanted whatever had come out of it to just leave, which, I mean, thankfully it did. But, you don't know what you're going to bring home. I mean, I always tell people, if you go to antique stores or garage sales, or people are really into thrifting these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're going to bring home. So be really careful. And so many people are not that sensitive. So when
Yeah.
you're out thrifting and stuff like that, if you realize that, you're having some bad luck after you've, thrifted that pair of shoes or that really cool table,
Yep.
you might want to do some digging, and you might want to maybe protect yourself, or, figure out what's going on, because you could bring
Sure.
that home.
Definitely. Hello, Mort. Welcome. He's another friend that I've met through I can't even remember. It's funny. You meet people and it gets to the point where you don't even remember how you met them. Yeah, I purchased an antique table about 5 years ago, and as soon as it came into the house, I saged it because I know. It didn't have any feelings to it, but I thought just because I can't sense it right now, because they're good at hiding, I thought, no, I'm gonna put a kibosh on this right now. Like nothing's gonna happen. Yeah.
You are very smart.
So Kevin said he saw seen detail portal started small spark of light, white and blue electric swirling clockwise. Wow. And then pushed creature back in. And when it closed it, it went counterclockwise and shrunk to sparks again. Wow. And then nothing, he says. That's amazing.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yes, Mort is a regular in the chat, but I've on so many podcasts, but I think I met Mort through Katie, actually.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not really sure. He's actually originally from Ottawa, I believe, but he lives in the U.S. now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's people from everywhere.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I love this. That's what I love about podcasting. I mean, actually, next week, it's going to be my 8th year doing this. So I'm going to have my 8th year celebration next week. It's going to be another live event. And since I've been doing this podcasting, I've met so many wonderful people, guests, people in the chat. Like it's just, and you tend to get you become friends, even though it's online, but you become friends. It's really amazing. I've been very, very fortunate to have encountered so many wonderful people.
There are some great people, honestly. Honestly. And whether they're in the field or whether they're just followers that are really interested, I mean, we appreciate all of them, honestly. We have a lot of people that reach out to us as a team, and even to me individually. And they may not be paranormal investigators, but they're interested in paranormal, and they're so aware, right, that there's so much more to this thing that we call life. And I really appreciate that, because there's so many subtleties, there's so many frequencies, right, to our existence, and they're so interested in it, and so are we. So to be able to share all of this and just to have a conversation with these people is just so, I don't know, it's enlightening. It's enlightening.
It sure is. Because I don't know if you remember, I know years ago when I first started getting into the paranormal and listening to paranormal shows, there was a lot of hatred and people like bullying. It was horrible. And then people just all of a sudden got tired of the bullies. And what's the terminology? The para-unity.
Yes.
People just come together and we push the bullies away. And so that way you can talk about these various topics, because I used to think paranormal was just ghosts when I first started my show, and then I realized no, there's so many more levels, and it's really nice that people push away, like I said, push away the bullies, and we can actually have intelligent conversations and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and I think, especially now, I think you realize really early on who you can share information with,
Yeah.
because there are people out there who strive for para unity, right? Who really want, they really want that cohesion. But, we all have different ideas and we all have different ways of investigating and we all have
Mhm.
different ways of looking at things. But really, I think that the power is in our differences and how we all come together and how we all discuss it. So I think that there's so many people out there that get it, but you always know immediately if there's somebody out there that really doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive for para unity. I think we all do. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we will eventually have para unity.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, it's just nice now because I find, like I said years ago, you couldn't really talk about it as openly as we can now. But now it's kind of like brainstorming. If, like, say, two different paranormal groups, if we have different techniques to do the investigating, different pieces of equipment, it's like, why do you use that? Why don't you use this? And instead of bashing the other person, saying, oh, that's a stupid piece of equipment you use, you should try this. No, don't do that. Just say, like I just mentioned, why do you use this? Why do you like this piece of equipment? And just, I think if we can brainstorm a little bit more like that, we might be able to get to the bottom of what exactly is really happening.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Don't be closed-minded.
No, that's the worst thing is being closed-minded, right?
Yeah.
That stops you from learning. And
exactly. Yeah. And growing. And yeah.
you can't be closed-minded.
And it kind of shuts people up too, because they kind of don't want to talk about it with other people. And then that's just hurting everyone, I find, because you're not going to find out about everybody's experiences.
Exactly.
So Kevin says, I've had experiences, but not an investigator per se, but have stories to share. Some with Vet Girl, too, as we do hang out, like that thump we heard on her car roof that time, and scratch sounds. Oh, wow, that sounds interesting. And what was that? While she was driving, then she saw this thing, a giant spider. Oh, heck no. Looming with long legs in spirit form, jump off the car and ran off to the ditch, then vanished into the woods.
Wow.
Ooh, I don't like small spiders. I don't like spiders of any kind.
No, that's one of the reasons why I'm really hesitant to go to Australia because apparently they have these spiders that are the size of dinner plates.
Oh yeah, no thanks.
It's like, no.
Well, we're just about done here. We only have a couple of more minutes. So do you have any final thoughts, any sage advice for people listening if they want to get into the paranormal?
Well, that's a good question. I think that if you want to get into the paranormal, and I always tell this to people, you know what? Read everything, watch everything, listen to everything. Whether or not you think it's crazy or bad, or you know what, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they all have their merit. And I think that if you you listen to everything and read everything, just absorb what you can, formulate your own opinions, go out there, investigate as best you can with integrity and respectfulness. I think that there's so much to learn, and kudos to the people that really are interested in this topic. It's fascinating. The field is always changing, and you know what? Go out there and learn something new.
Well said. Thank you so much, Lynda. I really appreciate your time, and definitely have to have you on again, and we won't wait so long.
No, thank you so much. It's always so much fun to see you.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who was in the chat. That is so wonderful. Thank you for being here.
You're yeah, everyone's so amazing. So you already know how StreamYard works. I'll take you out of the chat, and if you have a moment, we'll just chat afterwards. I'll just say my farewells.
Perfect.
Thanks again. So a huge thank you to my special guest, Lynda Quirino, and to you, my wonderful audience, for tuning in, and everyone in the chat. This is so much fun. I also want to thank UPRN 107.7 New Orleans, 105.3 the Gulf Coast for carrying the show. And if you enjoyed tonight's episode, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. It truly does mean the world to me. And like I mentioned earlier, you don't want to miss next week for another live episode. That will be 3 live episodes in a row. It will be Paranormal Heart's 8th year celebration. And to help me celebrate, I'll have once again Al Squatch Father Santoriga as my special guest. And if you want to be on the show, have guest topic, anything like that, or just want to say hello, drop me an email at paranormalheart13@gmail.com. Until we meet again, my haunted hearts, take care of yourselves and each other. Sending you all much love.